Hello once again, my watchers of Doctor Who. My name is Nick Pell, and this is once again coming from my college dorm room. This week I'm reviewing for you guys Doctor Who Season 6, or Series 6, depending on what you prefer. And we are getting close to being caught up finally. Matt Smith once again stars as the Doctor. It's much easier to see Matt Smith as the Doctor in this season for some reason than it was in the last one, probably because Season 4 had David Tennant, had his big finale thing, and Season 5 was basically the introduction to Matt Smith. And then this season had Matt Smith, it had Karen Gillan as Amy Pond, who I'll get to in a minute, and then it has Arthur Darvill as Rory Williams. And so I think that might have been kind of what helped it. You kind of get a sense of Matt Smith's portrayal as the Doctor at this point. So I think that might have helped things a little bit. So yeah, Matt Smith, he's getting much easier to see as the Doctor, and I do see him as the Doctor now after finishing Season 6. I've kind of moved past David Tennant. I still think that he is the best Doctor so far, but Matt Smith is slowly kind of working his way up. And then Amy Pond, portrayed by Karen Gillan, and she once again does a really good job portraying Amy. She has her emotional moments, she has her really badass moments. She was much more involved with a lot of the plot lines in this one than she was in the last season, if I remember correctly. But that might have also been because her husband, Rory Williams, portrayed by Arthur Darvill, he is in essentially every episode now that has Amy in it, and you see them bicker. You see them as a couple, and they're married at this point. And then also Alex Kingston. She portrays River Song. She has a much bigger role in this season than in the last season, or than in David Tennant's Silence in the Library episode, because she just has a very significant role in it. I don't want to spoil anything until the end of the video after the credits, like I've been doing. Wait until then, I'll talk about the ending. Those are the four main characters. Everyone else just kind of occurs every so often. In terms of the plot, I'm going to say this just because it happens within the first episode. The Doctor knows that he is going to die. He dies, we see his death, and then Amy and Rory and River, they all go back to 1969 with a past Doctor who obviously did not get killed, and he goes back with them, and then it's basically for Amy trying to figure out how to not let the Doctor get killed, even though it's a fixed point in time at this point, so there's nothing that she can really do. And so yeah, that's essentially the plot, trying to more or less the overlying plot of the whole season. The season is kind of split into two parts. There's episodes 1 through 9 or 8 or something like that, ending with A Good Man Goes to War, and then begins with Let's Kill Hitler. So yeah, so it's split into two parts. Once again, I'll cover a bunch of those things in the stuff after the credits, in case you don't want that to be spoiled. Yeah. In terms of enjoyment, I really did actually enjoy this season a lot. I felt it was really easy to kind of get into. There were a few kind of filler episodes. We see some characters come back that were in, I think, Season 5, which was kind of cool. And then in A Good Man Goes to War, a lot of the people that the Doctor's interacted with as Matt Smith come back, and they kind of do something. Yeah, I'll talk about a lot more of this stuff at the end of the video after the credits, so stick around for that if you want to hear my thoughts on some of the more spoiler-esque things that were in this season. So definitely enjoyed the season. Definitely watch it if you have watched 1 through 5. I don't know why you would not continue with Season 7 starting March 30th, which probably would have already started at this point by the time this goes out. So like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. I would appreciate that immensely. And yeah, once again, stay tuned after the credits to see my thoughts on the spoiler-y things. As always, my name is Nick Pell. And once again, my good people, Geronimo! If you are still watching, you will want to hear my thoughts on the ending to, well, the spoilery things of Doctor Who Season 6. Part 1 ends with the Doctor revealing that Amy Pond has been, like the white flesh thingies, for the duration or the most part of Season 6. And she's really pregnant. She had her child in the TARDIS with Rory. Their wedding night, they conceived the child then. So the child is part Time Lord and part human, which I found to be a really interesting thing. Something that I was a little bit iffy on, though, was when it was revealed that River's song was Melody Pond. I was kind of hoping to see maybe that character, like a new character, show up who is Melody Pond, or them find the kid. And that they don't necessarily have to go into the kid's future or her story or anything, but I don't know, I feel like it was an interesting thing to put into the season, but I didn't feel like it was really necessary to make River Song Melody Pond. It makes it more emotional, it ties the characters together much more thoroughly, but I don't know, it just seemed a little bit awkward and a little weird at some points. Let's Kill Hitler starts out with Mills as Melody Pond in one of her past regeneration forms, as this little girl who is a friend of Amy and Rory, and is kind of with them throughout their lives, as essentially a best friend. And I thought it was really cool to see how like they were as children with Rory and Amy, and then when they're like adults, Amy still having no idea that Rory has this massive crush on her, and is in love with her, and then Mel's being the one to kind of point that out indirectly. I just thought that the fact that she was the one who kind of made that happen was a really cool thing, and I really liked that. So it's probably, I hate to say my favorite part of the season, but it was a very cool part. In terms of special episodes, there wasn't really a lot that could really come to my mind. There wasn't really anything that I was really emotional towards, like nothing that really got me crying or tearing up. Maybe the Christmas special, the Doctor, Widow, and Wardrobe one, which is probably not counted in Season 6, but it's on the Season 6 part of Netflix for Doctor Who, so I'm counting it. The ending to that, with the Doctor showing up and Rory and Amy welcoming him in, basically because he's family at this point, because he technically is family at this point because he married their daughter, so he's their son-in-law, and so, yeah. Going to the finale, seeing the Doctor kind of finish out, or like survive, by the very interesting way that he survived. It was hard for me to really get excited about it, just for the fact that I know that Matt Smith survives because he's in Season 7, obviously, and he's going to be in the next season or two of Doctor Who. I don't know how long he'll last. So in terms of like him dying, because it, like, if that episode was just premiering and they hadn't announced like a 7th season or anything yet, then a lot of people might have thought that, oh hey, Matt Smith is going to leave and be regenerated or something. But obviously that did not happen. So yeah, it was an interesting finale. I might have overhyped it in my head a little more than I should have, so it wasn't as good as I was expecting it to be, but it still leaves a thing that the creators of Doctor Who can fall back on whenever Matt Smith does decide that he wants to leave the show. Is there's still that question that needs to be answered, and silence to fall, indicating the Doctor's fall. Next review will be the Season 7 review. That'll be interesting. But yeah, give me a suggestion down below for what TV show I should watch next. By that point, I probably have started a new one, maybe. But I'm curious, what do you guys want to see me watch and review? If you have an opinion, leave it down below. If you don't, thanks for watching. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. I know this is a long video. Thank you for watching if you stuck around. As always, my name is Pell, my good people, and once again, Geronimo!